Okay, Arlene, so was it that you became a teacher?
Well, I guess that I was always interested in teaching. I would play a lot in my house as being a teacher, although I tried to escape it a little bit, but I know that there was a passion there.
How did you try and escape it? Why did you try to escape it?
Well, because I was thinking of other things. You know, I thought at one time I wanted to become a lawyer. Another time I wanted to become, to work something on literature. I thought of also of journalism. But for one thing or the other, I found problems with those type of occupations or careers, and I became passionate about history because I had, I think, very good professors where I studied at, and I studied at the University of Puerto Rico in Rio Piedras, and at that time, the professors that were there were people who were trained. It was like a new generation of professional historians who had been trained in France, in Mexico, some in the United States, and they had a different agenda in terms of what history is, and it was an idea of revising Puerto Rican history as we know it. So there was an emphasis on the history of the lower classes, a history of slavery. Women's history was starting at the time. This was the late, well, it was already ongoing, but in Puerto Rico, this was in the 80s. So I saw a passion that it really inspired me, because I could see how through research I could make a difference for other generations. And as a Puerto Rican, as a person concerned with the political situation of the island, and also I had other questions pertaining to issues of gender, as I saw it in where I grew up. I found in history a way to find answers to things that were in me, and so I thought that teaching allowed me to research those questions, and the things that I was curious about, and I thought were important in my society, at the same time that I could fulfill a personal agenda, a political agenda that is within me as well. So by doing research and by teaching others, that would be something that fulfilled me, and it did.
Could you tell me a little bit more about that? You mentioned there about making a difference, and I'm just wondering what it is that you like about teaching. Do you feel it makes a difference in some way?
It does, because there are so many narratives, or people have different ideas of what history is. They think it's about dates, and they think it's about great men and great people. And when you start seeing history from below, from the workings of common people, and how people have come together to bring about change, you see the power of history, and you can change the silences that you have seen in the official narratives, and I think it's empowering. I see some colleagues that they are just studying history, for making a big name, and for very personal issues, and that aspect of history I shut off. That I just pass the page. I'm not interested in that. That's not why I do history, and I think in that sense, many people from Latin America would tend to think. I'm pretty sure that that's the way we operate in history.